are you?
Just so you know, guys, today, two things. I'm going to be filming this, and then I'm going to put it up on my YouTube channel so that I can send it out. I believe it's going to be also Zoom live stream. And then at the end, if anybody wants the slides, just take my card. I will email them to you because I want you to sit back and enjoy. This is really just about you guys and entertainment. It is. I mean, you'll get my story and why I'm here, but this has been changing so rapidly. You guys are now a year and a half into having this technology available, so it's not as new. So I apologize if some of this may be something you already know, but I kind of wanted just to make sure, being a former realtor myself, I know how important it is to stay on top of technology. So you don't need to use your laptops or anything like that. I would just say sit back. You can interrupt me. You can raise your hands. You can ask questions. I'm here to just kind of give you my take on why I think it's important that you need to know what this technology is. And I just hope you can sit back and enjoy. So I didn't know what time are we looking at? Do you want me to go ahead and start? I didn't know if you want, I'm happy to hang back. No, I'm on your schedule. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's go kick off for those that are here.
Sure. I am on the guest network, home dash guest. So I always like to start, a lot of the people in the room know me, but for those that don't, I started my real estate career in 1979 when I was 5 years old. I joke because I had no idea that everyone's mom wasn't a realtor, and I just naturally grew up in this business, driving to people's houses, running around, and I just thought that was the greatest career ever. Fast forward to 1996, I became a RE/MAX agent. This is where I had the opportunity to meet Sandy and quite a few of the other people in the industry. I am a recovering realtor myself. I now identify as a title agent. I came into this particular situation here as an opportunity to get my name out there, and it's turned into its own thing. I literally enjoy teaching this to agents because it's so much fun, and it just now 50 classes later, here we are. So I do want to start off with my disclaimer, which is I'm high energy. I just had 2 cups of coffee, and I will throw a lot of information at you. I do that because I don't want you to walk out of here and go, I didn't learn anything. That was boring. That's not going to be the case. The problem will be, oh my God, my head is spinning. Where do I begin? I just want you to remember, even though I'm sending all this information, we will record it. I will send out the slides, and I'll try to get some live demonstrations for you. But I just want you to just sit back and take it in, and at the end, we can do some demonstrations. And I'm also happy to do a one-on-one if you guys want to sit down. This is what I do, and I enjoy it, to build relationships with all of you. So I'm going to start with some of the people in this room were probably not even born when the internet came out, but I like to point out the time when I remember around 95, 96, when the internet came out, and we all probably remember what it used to look like. That was a defining moment in our industry. It was a defining moment in the world. Can you imagine going back in time and trying to explain to somebody what the internet was when we never even had it? I remember distinctly standing in my mother's office in 1996, and she said, Christopher, do you know this internet thing that people keep talking about? Do you think it's going to be something we need in the real estate business? Is this something that's going to impact? And I remember looking at her going, Mom, that's for e-commerce. We're never going to use the internet in the real estate business, which is ridiculous to think back now, because where we're moving, I'd like to appraise it to the advent of the iPhone. We all had Blackberries, we all had Palm Trios, we all had smartphones, and no one could ever imagine a point in time where we'd now be walking around with a smartphone in our pocket that's completely touchscreen. Everyone else in the business probably had a Blackberry or a Crackberry. We all used our touch phones. But I remember when this came out, it was so life-defining. I still remember the moment, the time, watching that presentation of Steve Jobs, and I was in line the next day for the phone, and subsequently have been, as a 50-year-old male, the guy that spends the night at the mall to be the first in line for the iPhone. That is how addicted to technology I came from Generation X. I came from a generation, like a lot of us, that didn't have any technology, and now we have it. What we're about to demonstrate to you today is going to be, in my opinion, the most advanced and fastest growing technology in history. So before I'd like to begin, I like to cover this because a lot of people go, God, Chris, you went over this technology. You showed me all this amazing stuff. Oh my gosh, what's the point? If I'm just going to be replaced, and if I'm just going to lose my job, why even try? So this is Gary Vee. For those of you who know, he's a huge social media influencer. This is his take, and it goes back to what I was just talking about, what it was like in the 90s, on what he thinks the internet and AI is going to do for the future.
And for the people who understand what I'm saying, here it is. Most people worked on farms back in the day. And then a tractor came out. And everyone's like, fuck that. We're all out of fucking jobs. And then people found new jobs. So what do? I think you can have any opinion you want. Technology doesn't give a shit about your opinion. It's going to do what it's going to do, and it's not going to stop. So if you do a job that AI is capable of doing soon, you should think about that. Do you understand I gave the same keynote in 1997? The analogy I used then was, look, if you're the top salesman or saleswoman for the Yellow Pages, you might want to consider what Yahoo and Google are doing. So what do I think about AI? I think it's coming. I think it's coming fast. And it's going to be awesome. And there's going to be certain rule changes. And humans have proven to me that they have the ability to adjust to the new reality and deal with it.
So here's my point. You guys are not going to be replaced by AI. You will, however, be replaced by the agents that are using AI. And I've been out here teaching this for over a year. And the people that get this, the people that accept this, and start implementing are the ones that are already making a difference. It's basically taking the concept of all the menial, mundane, boring tasks that we in the real estate industry and the lending industry do and getting rid of that. And I'm just going to start giving you some suggestions and ideas of how you can use it right now, but also keep the big picture. This is happening so fast and so rapid that even someone like me who's delved into this, I cannot keep up. This is probably the 40th, maybe 45th iteration of this presentation because I can't keep up with the technology. So I don't have all the answers. I don't even have necessarily the best answers, but what I want you to do is start thinking, oh man, I never thought about that. Maybe I can use it like this. And then as this technology evolves, I'm going to continue to teach these classes and bring to the market what I can. And all I'm doing is aggregating it and trying to bring it to you. So I know that the world changed on November 30th, 2022. It had just been around the Thanksgiving time, and I started hearing about this thing called ChatGPT. I'm like, what the hell is a ChatGPT? I knew that being someone that was excited with technology, when I started seeing this on Reddit and Twitter, back when we called it that, these were the kind of things that we started seeing. You're like, okay, this is more hype. This is not something I'm really that curious about. And then it started happening more and more and more. And I'm like, I got to delve deeper. I got to figure out what this is. So I want to start off real quick with probably the most technical part of this presentation is what the hell is ChatGPT? So to get into it, a summary of it, the chat part is a chatbot. It's your ability to communicate, talk, just like we're all accustomed to. The GPT, the technical term is generative pre-trained transformer. I will never use that word again. So what that means is it basically is taught computers how to talk to us as if they were humans with access to every single point of knowledge in human history. In other words, it's taken the ability to converse with you and have conversations with you as if you're talking to a person who's the smartest person in the room. It can be your lawyer, your doctor, your best friend, your advice, your realtor, and in the sense of conversation-wise. But these are some of the things that agents are going to be using it for. Just imagine a time with improved property search. You're going to be able to walk in with your phone and just say, okay, I'm going to need a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house under $600,000. I want a kitchen with dark cabinets, stainless appliances, have a large window. I want the stove to be gas. I need to be less than 20 minutes from work, 30 minutes from work. And you're going to say this to your phone and it's going to have it for you, as opposed to you opening Bright and doing a search and then cross-referencing it with schools and going to these reports over here. You're going to be able to say things like, I need personalized high-end marketing and having AI-assisted visualization. And we're going to go into all these. I'm just giving you a heads up. Think about this though. We right now have Amazon Alexa, we have Google, we have Siri. All these are rapidly changing our uses. They're not the best right now, but these are some of the ways you're going to be able to interact in the future as realtors, where you're going to be able to just throw in an offer and say, hey Siri, put together an offer for the Smiths on Poplar for $650, use the standard template, add an inspection contingency. Also, can you email a document for Word? This is happening right now. Agents are using AI to do this. So if you're over here going, send me a fax and bring me the comps and get me an offer, you have systems now that are in play that are going to be incorporated into your phone. And the way we're using our cell phones now with clients are going to soon maybe even be able to go into a house with their thumbnail and their facial recognition, make an offer using blockchain and crypto. It's happening so fast, but right now is what we're going to talk about is AI. So it all starts with what ChatGPT does. The chatbot converses with what they call a large language model. This is basically trillions and trillions of websites. Every website that's ever been published, every song, every movie, every book, every article, every tweet, every YouTube video, anything you can think of is all been compiled into a data set that allows this AI, this smart technology to communicate, get the answer it needs, and come back to you and talk in the fraction of a second, and talking faster than we could ever imagine. This is going to be the disclaimer I want to make about this, is a lot of people are using it, especially in our business, for things like listing enhancement, writing your listing description. It's probably the number one thing people do. I do want to point out, being that we're in real estate and you're held to a higher standard with ethics, with legality, with fair housing, is you cannot necessarily trust this to the point where you get your answer, you copy it and paste it. There's what's called hallucinating. There are currently 2 attorneys being disbarred right now for this technology referencing case law that never existed. And they were so convinced of it that they're now going to lose their law license. So just imagine, I've seen people do this. They do a listing description. It says it's got 5 bedrooms. It's only got 4. It invents a fireplace. Just remember, use her as your author. And by the way, I do refer to it her. And you are the editor. You have access now to free services. We're going to discuss the benefits to paying for ChatGPT, but between Google and Gemini and Claude with Amazon and Meta with Facebook and this, you have so many options out there. Use them all and decide which one you want, and then take that and make sure you're looking at it and make sure it's correct. So it all started, and I knew it was going to be important when Microsoft came knocking and says, we want a part of this. We now are up against an existential crisis with Apple, with Facebook, with Google. We need an option. So I knew it caught my attention and the world's attention when Microsoft immediately last year invested $10 billion. It's upwards of probably $50 billion now. But I knew when I saw this stat, how long would you say it took ChatGPT to get to 1 million users? Well, here's a little bit of stats so you can kind of see. These are all programs we use. It only took ChatGPT to reach 1 million users 5 days. 5 days. Now, this was back in November of last year. How about 100 million users? This is, again, the companies that were Telegram, Google products, Uber, even Spotify. When I saw how fast ChatGPT was able to reach 100 million users, it's the fastest growing technology in human history. It only took 2 months. 2 months for ChatGPT. Now, this was, again, last year. It's upwards of a little over 1 billion people are currently using this technology. So, guys, this is not going anywhere. It's impacting every industry, not just real estate, and every part of the world. They're estimated back last year when I pulled this stat that it was going to impact the economy. It's upwards of $5 trillion now at the rate it's growing. So I knew when I heard that it passed the bar, it passed the MCAT, it passed the LSAT, that there's something to this. So, of course, kids naturally adopted and started doing their essays and writing their messages. And there's pros and cons, and just like the internet, I'm not going to focus on the cons. I'm going to try to focus on the pros, but I just want you guys to get an idea why I was excited about this. Google right now is implementing AI in their Palm search, where it's able to now diagnose with 99% accuracy. So imagine this. You've got your one doctor with your one opinion and one education versus every doctor with every opinion and every possible medical paper ever published every day in one location. It can look at imaging scans of breast cancer scanning that it's doing now, and with accuracy that has never been seen before, see things that the human eye can't see. It's actually going to be considered, mark my word, medical malpractice in the future for doctors that don't use AI. That's how impactful it is. And I'm going to give you some ideas how I've been using it. So this was the article I found talking about Google and its Articulate Medical Intelligence Explorer. So soon you're going to be on your phone, be able to communicate. I'm not saying do this now and don't get medical advice from a chatbot, but I just want you to start thinking where we're going. So here's a quick example I always like to start with of how crazy this is getting. This was last year. I was able to go to, in my case, ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT, I want you to make me a video. And I want you to talk about the pros and cons of AI in real estate. By the way, I want the music to be upbeat, kind of fun, and I like the guy from the nature documentaries that's British, David Attenborough. I want his voice. And I just said go. So it took me about 10 seconds to write that. And this is just a demonstration of that video, which of course you can play with and I can show you how to do, but this is just a demo and I won't make you watch the whole thing. But think of the power of you now being able to.
The greatest tool, or the
Sounds like David Attenborough.
As we stand at the intersection of technology and property, the role of artificial intelligence sparks both promise and apprehension. Hold on to your seats as we delve into the.
So I'm happy to go and let you see that video later, but I didn't want to take too much of your time. But think of this. You guys can make unlimited videos for free. You don't know how to have to do it, and we'll show you how to do that, where you can put out content, anything. If it's information, if it's just education, maybe it's just for fun, that is something that the AI can do. Now, naturally, realtors were the first ones to adopt this, and they can't live without it. This was an article on CNN. If you're not currently using it to at least do your listing descriptions, maybe today you'll walk away with an idea. So let's talk about how today you can implement AI in your real estate business. So where are you going to start? First, is everyone in the room at least familiar with ChatGPT? Everyone's pretty familiar with it. Does anyone here not have an account? Everyone has an account? Okay. First thing I want to point out, it is free.
Does anybody want to not put their hand up?
I know. Every time I do this, I'm telling you, I haven't even.
Some of you do not have an account.
I haven't even gotten started on some things. I'm preparing to have you guys go. So here's the thing. ChatGPT is free to use. ChatGPT is free to use. However, there is a paid premium, $20 a month, and it's worth it. What's that?
What does that get you?
I'm going to show you.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
I know. I want to make sure. I'm going to let you
I
know.
haven't paid for it yet.
The majority of stuff you can do on here is going to be for free, but when you see some of the value and the reasons, you're going to understand $20 a month is nothing. But if you don't have an account, all you have to do is Google ChatGPT. You can go right to the website, and then you can log in with your email, That's your first priority. Once you get an account, you got to understand that this is basically what you're going to see. You're going to see on your left the conversations that you've had, and on the right, you're going to see at the bottom your prompting box. Prompting is the questions you ask, the task you want completed. Here's the difference between this and Google. With Google, you do a search, you get an answer, you gotta find it, maybe it's what you want, maybe it's not what you want, and then you gotta reference it, and then you forget it, you're like, where was that link? I can't remember. You're fine. With ChatGPT, it remembers your conversation. So if I'm talking about real estate in Upper Marlboro, or Monopoly, or whatever I have here, it will go back and remember that conversation as if it was an ex-lover, and you're like, oh my God, you remember everything. This is gonna be the beauty of it. It has memory built in. And I'm going to touch on some more reasons why you're going to want to pay for it. But you could go back to conversations you're having and continue that conversation. It's going to remember his answer, her answer. It's going to remember your answer. And as you learn to dialogue with this is the power of this AI. Maybe you don't like how it's talking to you. Maybe you want it to be funnier. Maybe you want it to be truncated. Maybe you want it to talk to you like a pirate. It can do that. It can speak in any language. It can speak in any context. But this is just the bare bones. This is text to answers. We're going to talk about text to video, text to voice, and all different things. You can actually have live dialogues, and I'll show you how to do that on your phone. So this is one of the things I wanted to start with. My favorite trader in the real estate business was Tom Ferry. Him and Brian McKinney were great. Tom Ferry has been talking about this for the last 6 months, and I'm like, I got to show this to agents because this is the power of what agents right now are doing it. And every time I teach this, there's a couple people in the room. If you implement this, you're going to stand out. Now, sooner or later, everyone's going to be doing this, but this is where Tom Ferry decided. He says, I want you, before you go on a listing appointment, right now, you got to ask yourself, what sets you apart? Why are you the agent that people are going to choose? Are you better looking? Do you have a better product? Do you have a great marketing program? Is it the RE/MAX branding? Is it your company? I don't know. So here's what he says. You're going to ask the AI, in our case, ChatGPT, when you go on a listing, I want you to take this listing using maybe the amenities, maybe the tax records, maybe you've had a pre-appointment, you got some details, and you can put that in the ChatGPT, and you're like, I want you to make 3 conversations regarding this post. I want you to make 1 professional, 1 luxury, and 1 conversational. And ChatGPT is going to be like, no problem. So all I did in this example is I went to Zillow and just found an example of a listing. I copied all the amenities, the agent's description, and this was for the purpose of this demonstration. I said, all right, ChatGPT, I want you to take this and provide an accurate description of the property, 1 conversational, 1 luxury, and it happily did that. Now I just showed you the 2, professional and conversational. Now, in a matter of 10 seconds, I've already got a description of how I can want my property depending upon how I market. Now, let's take it a step further. So another 10 seconds, I say, all right, I want you now to take this 3 conversational approaches, luxury and professional, and I want you to make me a Facebook post. All of us are capable of doing Facebook posts, but the time involved to sit down and come up with a topic and realize, then put the emoticons and emojis and all this fun stuff, boom, it did it. Man, that was great. Time saving. And I said, okay, what about this? I want you now to take this post and convert it not only from Facebook, but I want 3 Instagram posts. For those on social media, and we're going to talk about why, it did that. So I'm now a grand total of 60 seconds in. I've already done all my social media, and I've already had it posted for you. And then I'm going to say, I want you to take those posts, and I want you to write me a LinkedIn article, maybe do 3 of them, for 1,000 words or less. Because if you're not using LinkedIn in our business, you guys are missing out. It's now done that for you. And lastly, after all of this, AI in almost a minute and a half, I tell it to take those topics and convert them into a YouTube script for 30 seconds. Maybe I want to do it in a minute. I want to do it for TikTok or Instagram or whoever you're using for videos. So in a matter of almost 2 minutes, the AI did that for you. So now you walk into your listing appointment and you say, Mr. Seller, I'm a tech savvy agent. I do all this stuff. I put a sign in the yard. I put an MLS and I pray like we all do. But I also have done this. I have done an SEO optimized, keyword driven, social media marketing campaign based upon all of this, and you open that folder and you show them what looks like hours, took you 60 seconds, they're going to go, I've never seen an agent do that. So keep that in mind. So this is Jimmy Burgess, who is a big agent out of Berkshire Hathaway in Florida. This is him talking about what we just said, but he's using a tool that you all have access to. Does anyone in here know what RPR is? Is anyone using Real Property Report? I remember when I used it, I loved it, but the problem was, like, do I do the seller's report? Or do do the property report? Why does it print 300 pages of color? And it was one of the things like you're overwhelming the client and people don't use it. But you and you alone as realtors in the room have access to it for free. It's part of your identity. You get it with your nerd summer. This is now built in to real RPR. So I'm going to let him talk about what I just said. The artificial intelligence is built in to RPR, and let me let Jimmy take it for me, and he'll explain it.
Show you exactly how to see this. So we're going into this, and we're on the RPR main page, and we're going to go up to the research portion up top here, or you can see this tab that we'll click, and we're going to click on residential market trends. That's going to take us to this page where we have the ability. I'm just going to utilize R32459. That's the zip code we service in. And what's going to happen is it's going to give us all these reports. But if you'll notice right up here to the right, you'll see this Create Script tab. Now, when we click that Create Script tab, this is where the AI comes in. It's going to take us to the next page, and it's going to give us the ability to choose our tone on what we're looking for, professional, engaging, or something that's conversational. And also we can address whether we're wanting this to be directed at buyers and sellers, buyers specifically, or sellers specifically. Next thing we're going to do is this tab down here, we're going to click this social campaign, and here's what's going to happen is all of the details of the entire market of what's been going on, the statistics-wise, is going to convert this to an SEO optimized social media post that gives us the ability with, it's going to have hashtags, it's going to have the emojis, and it's going to have something. Now, I would encourage you with all of this, anything you're doing with AI, make sure you change it up a little bit and you put it in your own words. But now what's happened is you've got a complete social media ability to post something that has all of the market details. It gives you a detailed report, and you utilized AI to give it to you in a way that is easy for you then to have the ability to transfer that in. The next tab, we're going to go back up there. Instead of clicking on the social campaign, we're now going to click on Analyze Metrics. And what you'll see here is this is giving this to you in the form of a blog post or something that is more written. This could be for LinkedIn. Again, modify this to be in your voice, but you've got all the statistics on what's going on in your local marketplace that's already organized to you in just a few clicks. And last but not least, create video blog or create video scripts on the next tab. This is going to give us a script. Again, put this in your voice, but you've got a video script now where you can absolutely give an update on your current market with all of that. And if you have trouble reading your script, remember what we just talked about? Just print up what you have right here, take it, put that post up, read that script, move it into the Captions app. You got that eye contact you were looking for, and now you've got something you can really work with.
So here's the power of this. Is right now, before this was even available or that I was aware of it, I was advising agents to go to the paid version of ChatGPT, because before, ChatGPT free was trained on data that capped off in April of 2023. In other words, if you said, I want a market update for Annapolis area for April of 2024, it'd be like, I'm sorry, we don't have access to that data. You pay for it, it says, okay, hold on, and uses Bing, goes out and scrapes the internet and brings that data back in. That's one of the reasons why you want to pay for it. Because if you don't, like myself, are not a realtor, you don't have access to the RPR and the ability to get real data, it's wonderful to do a quick update. Give me a market update. Maybe tell me what rates are doing or come up with some kind of concept. As long as they can go out to the internet because you're paying for it, it can do it. But as realtors, you should use RPR because it's already tied into the data set. Guys, this is what your clients are screaming for. How's the market? They don't want to hear there's low inventory. They don't want to hear rates are the same, blah, blah, blah. They want the specifics. You can go hyper local to your specific neighborhood, types of house, and generate scripts, reports. Use this. Walk away from this today. This is the one that you want to talk about today. So this is another topic I caught from another trainer that I was like, that's a really good idea. You guys know that Google has a website where you can actually search what's trending in real time based on location, time. So you can see the zeitgeist of what the market's doing. Imagine if you were to go in and say, okay, what's the market doing for Crofton and Sarah? Find what people are talking about. And just like the new trend on TikTok, you can grab that topic, go to AI, develop content. Maybe it's an Instagram post, maybe it's a Facebook post, and then put that content out there. Guess who's going to be rewarded the Google juice? You guys are, for taking content that's trending, and then you become the expert. So the lady that taught this was a broker out of Chicago named Marky Lemon. She taught at the Women's Council event, if any of you have gone to that show. She said she happened to be doing this, and she saw it in short sales. And she took that and said, AI, I want you to make me a 10-part video series, 30 seconds of short sales. And she put that out there. And everyone now, when they look up short sales, because it was trending, got her. So that's just a suggestion I think you guys should consider. Here's another one. I was like, oh, how is no one doing this? We all use Google. We all get our answers. But how many times have you ever paid attention to people also ask? Down there at the bottom, on any topic that you ever researched, how about this? What if you take questions that are relevant. What's the difference between down payment and closing costs? How do I get my house ready for market? What's the type of loan I can go after? And you take those questions and then still people also ask, throw it into AI, then you make a 60-second video on each one of those answers. You post it on social media, Facebook. Guess what's going to happen? Google's going to reward you, link back. You now are elevating yourself to the realtor of choice. Or you can go ahead and still pay Zillow and hopefully they pick you. Or you can do it the freeway. Guys, you have the tools there and we're going to show you how to do it. So that was Mark Lemon. She was the woman that taught me this. She got upstairs. She says, at 54 years old, she knew that she was not going to reinvent the wheel. She knew that with this technology, she's going to have to either adapt and learn how to use it, or she's going to get past five. So she started implementing this regarding her content. And she said, listen, if you want to make the kind of money that you can make in this, this is what she said. You're going to need to put out 32,000 words of content to equivocate, in her example, to about 100,000 a year. And of course, the more money you make, the more content. Now, here's what I want to differentiate. When I say content, I do not mean, look at me, I'm at the settlement table, I'm guilty. I'm a realtor in my past life, and I'm a title agent. The first thing we do is, not on social media, it didn't happen. You might have to take a picture, we got our sign, we all post. That's not content. It's needed, yes, it's fine, but that's not what people want to see. Same thing with, hi, welcome to 123 Main Street, look at me, I'm in the house, look at me, this is the kitchen, look at me. Nobody cares about that as much as they do about what's in it for them. So when I say content, how about this? Use the forward aspect. People are on Facebook, they're on their social media, they're all screaming from their ledges everything about their life, their dreams, their occupation. What if you use AI to maybe generate some content that touch on those, or go out to Facebook and reach out to these people? I mean, this is the thing with artificial intelligence. There's not going to be a shortage of topics you can put out there because it's infinite. So I personally got shocked when I heard this. They say 70% of homeowners forget their agent after the transaction's done. You've worked with them, you've driven them around, you negotiated, you went to their wedding, and then you forget their name, and then you're in the grocery store like, oh God, I hope you don't look at me. I was guilty. I was terrible at this, and it was one of the things I always regretted. I became best friends, I did a great job, and I was sucked at follow-up. What are you doing now to stand out? I'm going to start with one of the number one reasons why people need social media. First and foremost, every image you see on here, by the way, was generated using AI. I just typed it in and generated it. That's one of the powers of AI in the paid version, is you can make unlimited images of anything you want. But let's talk about social media. How about the problem that a lot of us, especially my demographic and older, what do I say? I don't know what to talk about. I don't have any idea. Well, social media is going to be easy now with content creation ideas because the AI, and we can demonstrate this, will give you unlimited ideas. Here's just a perfect example. I was using this with one officer. Just go in there. I'm a realtor. I've been in the business for 30 years. I want to use AI. Go. And just start having a conversation. You'll be astounded with the answers that you get. Don't make it too complicated. And again, everything I'm going to show you today, don't try to remember everything. Pick one idea, maybe two, and that's what you run with. But look, what if you're able to create engaging posts that you interact with your people? Well, that's going to reward you with recognition, brand awareness. It's going to make people remember you. You're going to be entertained, all good things. And social media is easy now with AI. What if you're able to show your true self and stand out? I think that genuine realness is what people are craving right now. There's so many copycats and so many people doing the same thing. I'm telling you, being real is going to be where it's at and setting yourself apart. If you're able to educate and provide value, maybe you can talk about the ins and outs of specific loan programs or buyer programs or mortgage programs, stuff about the real estate industry. All of these are just ideas you can start using to generate AI. I had people tell their humorous stories, lessons they learned, your success, even mistakes. And people love to hear about failures and how you overcome them. Guys, all day long we have funny stories. Same thing in settlement business. It's also going to help you stay current. It's also going to help you stay relevant. So it's really, guys, all about consistency. It's not about wham bam and then you're done. You want to have stuff always consistently coming out if you want to keep that brand recognition, because we all know attention is the new currency. And if you're not on Facebook, you're not on social media, you're not putting yourself out there with videos, this is going to be where you're harmed. And I get it. It's not our demographic. It's hard. That's not who I am. You don't like being on camera. You don't like your voice. We're going to talk about how you can address that moving forward. Maybe you just want to put out market updates, and that's all you do. Well, you guys clearly saw, you can now do that with AI, either using ChatGPT pay version or using RPR or numerous other features out there. How about this? You guys love Canva? Who uses Canva in the room? we all know I suck at it. I have no idea how to do it. You know that I can use ChatGPT to go in there and go, make me a market flyer, and I want you to make me an infographic, I want you to make me a Facebook post, and I want you to make me a thumbnail. And I don't need to have to be a graphic designer. And guess what? No problem. I don't know how to make infographics. ChatGPT can, and then all I have to do is pick the one I want. It opens up Canva, I fill in the data, I put the information. It's like, hello, I now have a free graphic designer. This is astounding, and people are loving this. This is one of the powers of having AI. It talks to you thousands of programs and does it for you. So what about this? You could take Wikipedia, any topic available to mankind, and say, look, I want you to make an article on the home buying process. I want Canva to generate the thumbnail for Facebook. And by the way, can you use CapCut, which is TikTok's video service program, to make me a video? And now you have the ability to put the faceless videos that we all see out there all the time, and this is just an example, and you can do it for free.
Ready to sell? Here are the top 10 tips. Clean up. Make it smell nice.
Is it
Fix
perfect?
anything
No.
broken.
Did you make this
Paint
yourself?
walls with neutral colors.
Guys, if you're
Get
putting
rid
up
of
stuff like
clutter.
this,
Make
guess
the
who
outside
clients
look
are gonna
welcoming.
remember?
Update
You
old
guys.
fixtures.
So just an example. So this was me doing a blood drive. I just was sitting in there, I asked ChatGPT to make me an Instagram post in real time, and it did all this for me. And I thought, how cool is that? It's so simple now, because all you do is you make it on your phone, copy it, and paste it into the social media provider, and it's done. It's just so easy that I can't believe people aren't using it more. Here's where it really gets good. Okay, so you've got the ability to create the content. You have the idea. Well, what am I supposed to do? When am I supposed to post? Well, guess what? Just ask AI. You're a realtor. Please provide me a social media content calendar for the next month, next year, next 10 months, whatever you want. And by the way, I use TikTok, I use Facebook, and I'm Instagram. And guess what? Boom, Chris, all right, I want you to do Monday this, Tuesday this, Wednesday this. So it's telling you what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. You have no excuse, people. This is also a really important one. People are using it for lead generation and prospecting. I don't know how you guys currently do that. I don't know if anyone's using a penny saver or back in the day, or whatever. You're paying for LinkedIn ads. Remember that?
We're doing it poorly.
I know. Personalized email campaigns, again, these are, I'm going to get some delve in more detail, but these are just some suggestions. Marketing analysis, we already talked about that. What if you're writing a blog? If somebody still does this, where are you getting your content from? How are you doing it? Well, guess what? ChatGPT will not only tell you what to say, it'll write the blog for you. You can copy it, translate it, you can put it on any language to mankind. You guys can now market yourself to any demographic you want. What if you're doing newsletters? Well, you've got Canva, you've got AI and ChatGPT. You can have it write the newsletter. So no longer do you have to pay for the items of value every month. You can figure out items of value, you can have it write the newsletter for you for free, guys. This is built into the software. This is just me saying, as when I was presenting to lenders, maybe just put out a newsletter and have the AI give you answers to these particular questions that people want to know. So let's move from the next part of social media, which is the importance of video and why you as realtors should be using YouTube. If you guys don't already know, YouTube is owned by Google. It's the second most visited website in the world. Every 60 seconds that passes, the time 500 hours of video is uploaded. So we've all used YouTube, from being entertained to learning how to do anything. Agents that are using YouTube and the power of YouTube are really benefiting, because it's going to help you do in market trends, industry insights, offer advice, offer tips. But when it comes back down to it, it's about showing your value. So maybe you want to do an upcoming event. Maybe you want to do polls and surveys, ask for feedback, market insights. I know if anyone's moving to the Baltimore area, if you go to Baltimore, YouTube, Ron Howard of the office up there does individual trends for every neighborhood. And when you learn specific demographics of neighborhoods, no one I know of is doing it around here. What if you become the expert using AI to pull the stats, pull the demographics, make a script, and then make quick videos of maybe your favorite restaurants in the area or your favorite school? I don't know what, but YouTube is so powerful, and now you have the ability to do it. Maybe you want to generate a poll. I'm telling you, people love to interact. I did one the other day of what's better, Starbucks or Dunkin', and people went nuts over it. And you're just thinking, this is ridiculous. But people like to engage, and you're rewarded with the engagement by getting more attention, more traction, and your name getting out there. Here's one. You guys get the same questions all the time. What are closing costs? What are interest rates? What are down payments? If someone's asking the same question more than once and multiple people are asking it, guess what? Maybe that's something you should put in the back door and make a list of all your FAQs and then have ChatGPT or AI answer them for you. And then you have maybe a set of videos so that you can send out to any first-time home buyer or seller. Because are you going to keep repeating yourself every time? Maybe it'll save you time if you have it already done for you. And a lot of people are doing that right now. specific neighborhood insights. All the data is out there now, especially with RPR. You guys could literally become the neighborhood expert using the insights that are available to you that the public is starting to learn about. Maybe you want to talk about the following items there. These are, again, just ideas to get your juices flowing, to think about suggestions on how to stand out. So here's my fun part. This is something that I encounter a lot. Chris, this all sounds great, but I hate my voice. I don't look good on camera. I don't want to put myself out there. I'm embarrassed. My family's going to make fun of me. I don't like it. Blah, 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 blah. I always like to use the example. Have you ever gone out with a family member or a friend and said, I don't want to go to the dinner with you because I don't like the way your hair looks? Or you're annoying. I don't want to hear your voice. No, we don't. We go to the dinner. We have fun. It's the same thing. Everyone else is so concerned with how they're looking and how they feel. We don't have time to worry about anybody else. So stop worrying about what other people. But I get it. If you are uncomfortable, here's an idea I started thinking about. What if you were able to generate an avatar? Again, I use AI to make this image of a good-looking guy in the car filming video content. Came out way better than me. And I thought, okay, let me see how far I can take this. So I was like, what about if we said, what's it like to be a day in the life of a realtor? In the life of a loan officer. This is the kind of stuff that would set you apart because nobody's doing it. So you clearly know this is what your friends think you do, your mom thinks you do, what customers think you do. Herding cats is what we really know we do. Society thinks we're this. What you really do is sit down and work, wait for your offer to get accepted. So what if you were to take a day in the life of a realtor and maybe put that out there? So I said, all right, I want you to create me an avatar. It's starting to get better, but that was too young for me. I thought, that's too cartoony. But imagine this. What if I could make that avatar talk?
Thank you for taking a moment to visit.
So that's creepy. I didn't like that, but it started thinking the wheels are grinding. Let me see. Let me take it to that server. This is again with the built-in text to image generation built into ChatGPT. It's called DALL-E 3, D-A-L-L 3. You don't need to know that. All you need to know is you can generate an image. You just type whatever you want to say, and it makes it for you. So I said, okay, I'm going to take it a step further. I use a service called Midjourney. Midjourney is, again, one I'm going to talk about, but I won't go too much into it. It's $5 a month. But it's superior in the terms of the hyper photorealistic. So I said, same prompt, but it made this guy, not a real human. Not a real human, but it sure looks like it. So I thought, okay, that's astounding. Now I'm starting to think, what if I can make an avatar that I can have talk? That every time I take a listing, he's at the top of the website, introducing himself to the client. Can I make this guy talk? Maybe.
Best realtor of all time.
Again, too staticky, too weird, a little uncanny valley. But again, it started going down the path of like, gosh, we're going somewhere. So I started delving a little bit more and learning more. And then I came across, what if I took a picture of myself? And I can make myself talk. Now we're starting to get along that line. Again, this is not my voice, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But again,
Unlimited videos. Personifying each property listing.
so I took a picture of myself in the office and it animated it using AI, made my lips move, made my eyes move. I'm like, now we're getting somewhere. So now I may not want to be on camera. I may not want to be comfortable. What if I can make an avatar of myself? And this, guys, is where the freak out section of the class is. This is a website called HeyGen, like hey, H-Y, Gen, like Gen X, heygen.com. I'll show you the website at the end. HeyGen allows you to create a digital avatar of yourself. Now, I was able to generate this as a sample for the avatar, and I was limited on the capacity of how long I could do it. But I said, okay, Chris, we're going to need you to record a video. I just happen to be sitting at home. We're going to need you to talk for about 2 minutes on any topic you want. I think I was talking about my son's basketball game. Don't just gesticulate your hands too much. Don't make any wild movements. And then I was done, and I uploaded it, and I then gave a video permission. Yes, this is me. I'm giving you permission because trust me, I do try this for my friends. Because can you imagine mimicking your friends? So this is not me speaking. This animates my mouth, it animates my eyes, and uses my voice, which is of course replicated, for it now to be able to say anything I want, and I want you to do a demonstration.
For the future, this is not me speaking. This is an avatar created using 2 minutes of video footage I uploaded. This allows me to create unlimited videos of content. I can change the language or tone of my avatar. This will only get better.
Now, if you had not gotten the disclaimer from me, would you have been able to tell if that was me or not? No, you would have saw the video, you're like, oh yeah, Chris is talking. So I go, people probably don't believe you. They probably think you're blowing smoke. So let me prove you one more reason why this is crazy. I do not speak Spanish. I do not speak Indian. I do not speak Farsi. I don't speak any language. However, AI does, so I took the conversation and I used it and translated it in Spanish. And I said, that is what I want you to say using this guy. And now
a mi presentación sobre inteligencia artificial. Me gustaría hacer una demostración del poder de la IA.
Look at my lips.
Este es
Look
mi
at my eyes.
avatar, influencia hablante, español. Yo utilicé inteligencia artificial para generar y crear este video.
I don't even know how to say influencia hablante. Anyway, this is wonderful if you have a spouse who speaks a different language. My wife thinks I'm fluent in Polish. AI is. So guys, here's my point. You can imagine this. You now have the ability to attract, market to, and sell yourself to every demographic in the world. You can now, in real time, using Google and your phone, you're going to be able to hold your phone up and have a conversation in real time with someone who speaks this language, converts it in this language, and back. It's happening. This is just a demonstration of the power. And HeyGen last week introduced the ability not just be static as still, it actually will animate you walking around. So you can now have videos of you touring houses. You record one video in your best image that you want, and from that point forward, AI can make your outfit different, can make your hair different, but it will have your voice, your likeness, and from that point forward, you never have to record another video yourself. So that's the name of the company. I don't want to pretend to know how much it costs. I'm not going to say it's cheap, but this is again an example of one reason why AI is going to be changing in the future. All right, let's talk about short form video. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, Snapchat, all of them out there. Videos on social media generate way more acceptance because of the fact that they're so shareable and they're easy. We're all going out to the mall or the restaurant, and every kid that's under 30 is staring at their phone. People are sitting across from each other, staring at their phone, swiping. I'm guilty of it too. It's because videos are so consumable and they're easily get your message across. That's one of the things I want to talk about is you can now use AI to not only generate the content, but this is what I use. This is astounding. I'm going to let her describe to you so you guys can see. This is what Jimmy Burgess, the guy that was talking about RPR in the report, when he said hold it up to the camera. You can now use the Captions app, which I paid $10 a month for, to put up a teleprompter. So I make content in ChatGPT, I paste it in the captions, and when I read it, the AI does a little nice stretch. So let me let you see what he says.
This video is that I'm actually staring at a script and reading from a script, but a neural network makes it look as if I'm looking at the camera. And also the captions that you see here were not done by my editor. They were done by a neural network. It's just amazing how the world is changing with AI. All you have to do is upload a video where you're reading from a script. The app is called Captions, and it has this feature where it makes you look at the camera. Isn't that exciting?
So instead, it uses voice transcription to take your voice, and it will put all the captions there for you. And then it'll make your eyes, from you reading the script over here, it'll make your eyes look at the camera. This is great because you want to have captions on your videos because we're all at the dentist or at the grocery store. We don't want everybody to see what we're looking at, but people are reading it. So I just thought you guys would want to know about that, especially if you're interested in putting content out, and I can teach you guys how to do that. This is another really cool one. There's a couple of them out there. Video AI was the one that I used. There's another one called Opus Clips. I record these conversations. Like this video will probably be about an hour, hour and a half on YouTube. Problem is that's a long video and people's attention span is too hard. All I have to do is upload my YouTube link or my long form video to a site like Video AI or Opus, and then it will truncate it, pull out using AI the most viral clips. It will generate 30-second, 40-second clips, put the captions and say, hey, here you go, Chris. Here are the ones that are most viral. And I just did one the other day. This is such a time saver, especially if you're interested in doing video. Use
So
it.
it'll
It'll clip
clip it.
it for you, analyze it, rank it, and then put captions and transcripts in. And everyone I've introduced, I use Opus Clips. That was just another one, but it's the technology that's the sound. So what about advertising? Did you know you can make personalized content? One of the things I like to talk about is there is now, and this is rapidly approaching, where you're going to have an automated chatbot on your website. People go to the listings, they want information about the listing. A chatbot's going to be able to respond to them, not like what we're accustomed to now, but as if it was you. It's going to sound like you, know everything about you, how you sell, how you operate, your history, and the client will know none the better, but it's going to save you the time from filtering through all the crap that we have to deal with and just put you in touch with the actual client to do what you do best, face to face. That is happening now. Loan officers are using it now to qualify people, and AI is actually now conducting the phone calls and calling them, and I'll show a demonstration of that. Putting out content for educational purposes. Maybe you want to use AI to help generate your video responses and maybe use something like HeyGen to respond to clients. We all know what BombBomb is. That's a popular site, but why don't you use AI to make your own videos and put it out? You don't have to pay for that. Maybe you want to do a seminar for first-time home buyers where AI can make the seminar for you, make the content for you, and then you can record it and do an educational series for your clients. But again, it goes back to being shareable and driving people's attention because that's the world we live in right now. We already talked about putting out market reports. We talked about Google. Did you know it can generate SEO optimized keywords? You no longer have to pay for a copywriter or someone to generate those $1,000 words. You can just say, look, you are the smartest person in the world. I want you to use SEO optimization. Give me 20 keywords that are relevant, but not overly used to help me gain real estate client leads. Please make sure they're not overly used or clickbait. And no problem, in 10 seconds, this is me. Now, you may or may not want to use them. You can say, look, give me 10 more, make them better, make them smaller, translate them to Spanish. It'll do it for you. How about email marketing? If anyone's using email, which may be the case nowadays, you can now personalize the email in terms of making it more poignant to the client you're trying to respond to. You can have it generate call to actions, which are sometimes the hardest thing to do. And these are just some examples of getting people to actually click on your emails. Maybe you're able to use it to generate an actual captivating headline. A woman I met in a class was doing this, and she literally tripled her email open response rate, which is hard to do because we're all so spam so much. But again, it's a suggestion if you want to do it. And these were just me using AI to come up with 10 ideas I can maybe talk about in an email. I like to use it for scripts. I know when I got started in the business, we would read Daniel Penny or Tommy Hopkins, and we didn't have YouTube. So when we wanted to learn what to say in front of a client, we had to imagine a scenario, have your broker teach it, maybe go out in the real world and get your ass handed to you. Now you can basically do all the types of objection handling, client scenarios, and you can have it do it in ChatGPT. And this is me using an example of a seller who won't reduce their price. And I don't know what to say. I just do it in ChatGPT, and in real time, ChatGPT will generate a conversation and literally give me real-time objections as if it was the seller with the response that I can give. Now, it may not always be every response, but I can continue this conversation and practice at home instead of trial by fire and getting, chewed out. So you want coaching, you want advice, you want any type of script. Maybe you want to market yourself to first-time home buyers or FSBOs or the luxury market, and you don't know what to say. Well, now you have every possible scenario ever created right there on AI that you can practice with and use the right scripts. Maybe you use it to help your open houses and narrate your property tours. Maybe you want to know how to talk to certain clients. Maybe you don't know how to get client testimonials and you need to write that perfect email or text. Well, it'll do it for you. Maybe, as I said, you can use it to replace your coach if you want to practice real estate coaching. But my favorite aspect of it is for text messaging and translation. Now, I personally have a 14-year-old, almost 16-year-old son, and in middle school, if you guys don't know this, there's an entirely different language. And this is the old version. Now they're going to use any of these words, God forbid. And you're all laughing because you know this is one of the best things to do it for. My kid will say something, I'm like, what? And then I'll throw it into the conversation. It's so much fun. And I also do this with my Polish wife. She's like, how did you know what I said? Because I'm smart. But you know that this is relevant when it hits the South Park. I'm going to show you a clip about that. So maybe you're dealing with a disgruntled agent, and maybe you don't know how to put something in the writing. You can copy text, paste it in ChatGPT, and say, I want you to respond more serious. I want you to be more funny. I want you to be stern but professional. Or you can say, tell them to go to hell. It will do it for you. And it's so fun to do this with emails, because sometimes you're like, I don't know what to say, or you say the wrong thing. Well, now you can use AI. So this is a clip from South Park, and I knew it was poignant and relevant when this hit the airwaves about this film show.
I mean, was acting all hurt because she thinks I don't care about her? Uh-huh. When she said that she wishes I would reply to her text the way that Clyde responds to Bebe. So, how do you do it? ChatGPT, dude. ChatGPT? Yeah, dude. There's a bunch of apps and programs you can subscribe to that use OpenAI to do all your writing for you. People use them to write poems, write job applications, but what they're really good for is dealing with chicks. Here, check it out. There's tons of ChatGPT apps for your phone. So then I can take whatever latest dumb thing Bebe texted me, I copy it, then I open the GPT app, click respond to, paste her text here, hit write, it just thinks for a second. You would look great with any length of hair, trying a new look could be fun. Copy that into messages and send it off. It's super easy and convenient, and it saves me a ton of time because she texts me so goddamn much. Jesus Christ. Probably won't do it, but thanks for being supportive. Cut, paste, write, cut, messages, paste, send. There.
Not telling you to do this. It is hilarious. So I'm a victim of my own success. I don't allow my son to have social media. I'm not allowed him to have social media until he gets to high school. Big problem in my house. However, I did teach him about ChatGPT because I'm a good dad. I want to be a technologist. So one day, I get awesome text message explaining and extolling the virtues of why Snapchat is so important. And I read, that's a good point. Okay, I'll consider that. Son of a bitch. Did you use ChatGPT to write this? And then, of course, it was response. Of course I did. I don't know what ChatGPT is. And I called him out and I got busted. So my own son used this against me and almost proved it. So use it your own risk, guys. All right, here's where the paid version is going to come into play. One of the reasons why you want to have a paid version is your ability to attach documents to it. You can do anything. PDF, MP3. You want a Word document to become a PowerPoint. You want to upload a JPEG and convert it into a GIF. You want an Excel document to become whatever. That might sound great. Like, why would I use that? Here's where I used it. I was astounded. I took the Maryland residential contract of sale. I uploaded the residential contract of sale, and I started to have a conversation with the contract because it's a PDF. Tell me what time is of the essence really means, but explain to me like I was a 6-year-old. Imagine you're in a sandbox and you're waiting for your friend to show up. Your friend doesn't arrive on time, and you're very upset because they didn't follow the schedule. And I'm like, oh, that's what time is of the essence means? And I said, what's the difference between arbitration and litigation? Boom, gave me an answer. I started really having some fun. I'm like, all right, what's some of the costs our sellers responsible for according to this paragraph? Based kind of run. Boom, I said, this is astounding. And I said, all right, I want you to write me a will. Boom, wrote me a will. I want you to write me a lease. Boom, wrote me a lease. I'm like, this is incredible. Then I said, hold on. I've got a home inspection report on my house. I uploaded the home inspection report, 150-page document. Tell me the 10 items of concern that I need to put on the pin so that I can address this with my seller client. In 30 seconds. So I went, oh my God. It read the document, told me what I would do. You know the time saving? I said, hold on. This is crazy. So then I took an Excel spreadsheet that was provided by an agent in Southern Maryland that I had used to interpret a multiple offer situation on my uncle's house. And it was a 10 offer situation. A lot of fun, guys. We love when that happens. But I didn't know at the time that I could upload that Excel spreadsheet. And I said, all right, which offer should I take? And it was able to analyze the data, interpret the data, and based on the seller concession, the loan type, the type of loan program, the list price, sales, all of that, it gave me the offer that we had ended up taking. I'm like, this is astounding. So just yesterday, I was able to download using Brokermetrics the top 2,000 agents in Anne Arundel County and Howard County. I uploaded that CSV file, because that's how it's saved, into ChatGPT, and now I have a dedicated database in ChatGPT for those agents. And at any point in time, I can ask what their email address is, what their office is, what their cell phone number, what their production is, and in seconds I can go, all right, I'm going into Remax Leading Edge, and I can just ask ChatGPT because it's only data and it knows how to interpret it, and I'm like, this is mind blowing. So I saw one agent I sat with said, look, I want to do this with Bright. So we were able to take, by the way, I had it on here. We were able to take a export of some property tax data off of Bright, based on a particular neighborhood he was interested in, and based on the deed record date and the equity in the house and the loan type, we were able to interpret what would be 10 most likely sellers to list their house, because it's all data, and you just talk to the system. It's like, oh, here's the deed record date, here's the property address, here's the seller's name, here's their mailing address, boom, and give it to my guys. So if people start to learn how to play with this and use this, you're going to set yourself apart, because it all is data. The problem is like, how do we extrapolate it, how do we interpret it? Well, now you have something that can do it in seconds for you. You can upload documents. I know, again, you've got to be wary because we are responsible fiduciary for privacy. I have yet to know if anyone's had any problems with this, but when you're uploading sensitive data, like we're permitted or forbidden on my company to do anything with Liberty Title, but I use it all the time with stuff that I own and I'm responsible for. But you can take images, pictures. You can either use saved images on your computer or you can use your phone. I'll show you this. It can interpret images for you and tell you what you're looking at. We'll use a demonstration of that. You can transcribe audio. Maybe you have your voice notes, or maybe a meeting you went to. It'll transcribe them and put them into text. I talked about using it for data. Maybe you want to research a competition. I'm going up against Bob Lucido. I want to know how he sells. I want to know what he does, why he's better. Agents are using this now. It will literally go out to the internet, find the sales, it will find the data, what their competition is doing, and then tell you how to counteract that. I mean, it's astounding what people are going to do. Here's an example of the built-in feature of ChatGPT, which is the image generation. Whatever you can type, it can make for you. I just made some stressed out realtor photos and videos for me. This is Google, the CEO Sundar Pichai of Google, talking about how AI, this is last year, so it's hard to hear, but this is just an example. If I didn't tell you this wasn't AI, what would you think?
Let's say you want to ask Google to make your haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule an appointment for you. Let's listen.
So how can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Mm-hmm. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now? Okay, we have it 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is fine. Okay, what's her first name? The first name is Lisa. Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd. Okay, great. Thanks, great. Have a great day. Bye.
Pretty astounding, right? Think about this, guys. You guys are walking around now with your calendar, your camera, your banking, your image, your life, everything. You're in real estate, so you have Dotloop, you have showing time. I mean, Zillow is buying everything. There'll be a point in time where you're just going to be able to talk to Siri, and you're going to be able to say, all right, here, I need you to set the showing appointment, and you contact the agent, and you let the client know, and you're just going to say it, and it's going to disperse using AI and become what are called agents. So instead of you having to get the information to find it, it's going to do it for you. And this is happening faster than anyone can imagine. So just like Dotloop and ZipForms up into the industry when we were doing paper contracts and showing time, I forgot the other one, allows us to schedule showing. This is going to be the future. The difficult part of all the transactional nitty-gritty details that we do is going to be taken away. You're going to be able to focus on what you do best, especially with marketing and listings. But here's where the paid version of ChatGPT comes into play. We're going to talk about the mobile app. The mobile app, I'm going to demonstrate which one you have. You can literally go up now and take a picture of a sign. Can I park there? No problem. It'll tell you exactly where you go. Maybe you don't know how to do your kid's Common Core math. However, because I certainly know, you can take pictures of math equations. Google does this with Google Scholar. You can use ChatGPT. It'll solve math problems for you. You want to just take a picture of a random object that just happened to be on my desk. It'll tell you what you're looking at. Maybe you see a dish at your restaurant and you're like, what is that? I don't know. You take a picture. It'll tell you, oh, that happens to be chicken masala because it recognizes content. You take a picture of a mountain range, maybe in a book you saw. You're like, where is this? It'll tell you where it's at. Maybe you want to see a style at home. Maybe you take a picture of an open room. There's now AI staging that will do it for you instead of getting a real photographer. Maybe you want to take a picture of an item that happens to be at a Mexican restaurant. Anything you can imagine, but then I will do this at the end of the presentation. Built into the app on the phone is your ability to communicate and have a voice conversation. Guys, it is astounding. I have spent more time talking to this thing than I talk to my family. I get so much insight. And this is just one version of it. Google has their version. There's another company called Inflection AI that has one. I'm just blown away. It's like having Wikipedia and Google and your best friend all together, and you can talk about any topic and respond, and it sounds like human. And I feel like I'm in a movie because it's so astounding. And I'll start on one topic, and then my mind will start racing, and then as I'm done, everything we've talked about is transcribed and left in the app if you want to reference it. And we'll show you how to do that. I just want to let you know that generative voice AI is a thing. You saw my demonstration with my avatar, but some people don't want to show themselves on faces. So 11 Labs is the most popular generative voice AI. You're able to now, with about a minute of your voice, they can completely clone your voice, and you can use it and translate it to any language you want, just like you saw me do in Spanish. You can do any accent you want. Maybe you want to have a New York accent, but speak Hindu. Maybe you want to be Russian, but speak with a Thai accent. It will do it for you, and it's imperceptible from human. So this is just an example.
To my presentation today, I'm super excited to teach you guys about artificial intelligence, and in particular, ChatGPT. Here's another example of artificial intelligence being used to generate voice content.
I can make it go faster. I can make it go slower. Don't want you to sleep on Google, guys. It was called Bard. It's now called Gemini. The reason Google's AI is they were not going to sit by idly as ChatGPT ate their lunch. They honestly got their butt handed to them. ChatGPT was the first out the gate, the most popular. It's the one everyone talks about. But don't forget, Google owns Google Maps, Google Flights, YouTube, Gmail, Workspace. Everything that you do in Google that we've been using for years is now located in one space. So you can literally go, I need that email from my kid's school that talks about the yearbook, and it will find it for you. I watched the video last week. I need to know how many eggs are in that recipe. It's not going to make you watch the video. It's just going to tell you the amount of eggs. You can say, I'm going on vacation. I want you to book me the flight. I want you to send me the best restaurants because it has Google Maps, it has Google reviews, it has Google YouTube. This is astounding, and they have paid tiers. And by the way, the paid tiers give you better access, faster responses, and more details if you're interested. But Google is definitely one that you want to sit on. Don't sit on that. Not going to get too much into the GPTs, but this was my example of the client. I had taken some Bright data. I had exported it as a CMA view. I got a PDF of the results, and then I uploaded that PDF into the system where they would get sellers that were likely to list. Now, this is Tom Ferry. We're almost wrapped up. This is Tom Ferry explaining what he thinks real estate agents are going to be and if we're going to develop it in the future.
Time. And in my opinion, the answer is, of course, yes, not just because I'm biased, but I think about it this way. No different from a robot that might be able to perform the surgery a little bit better or be a little more precise than the actual surgeon. The surgeon is going to be there to make sure that everything is right. That could be the role of a real estate professional 30 or 40 years from now, where maybe AI and a robot is doing a lot of the mundane tasks, the sort of industrialization of a real estate transaction. Maybe that's not going to be done by you anymore. But what is going to be done by you is the conversations with the client, right? It's the guiding of the customer. It's looking into their eyes and seeing their emotion and making sure that you have the empathy and the ability to connect with them and help them make good decisions. The actual sausage making of the transaction, you're not going to be involved with. All that's going to be gone. It's going to be you and the client. And that is always going to be our place.
All right. I do want you to be aware of a website called Perplexity AI. This is the Google and AI incorporated together. The reason I'm bringing this up is it's astounding when you use it. It's like having the power of Google, but it uses context and it contextualizes your answers and gives you references. So the reason I was drawn to it is, as we all know with Apple doesn't enter any kind of market until it's ready, and once it does, it conquers everyone and dominates it. This is in talks to be the acquisition they recently made to upend and replace Siri. And when you get a chance to play with this, when you're about to do a search and you want some information, I highly, highly recommend this. Is what everyone's talking about, and it's just amazing how well. And this is can be on your phone and on your desktop. Not too familiar with, but so many people have been talking about it. I just want to throw this in. Real Reports is using kind of like RPR, but it's a lot more detailed. This is something I've heard a lot of top agents talk about it. I'm not 100% sure of it, but you might want to look under Real Reports. This is generating marketing statistics using predictive analytics. So if you're looking for seller clients and having an edge on your competition, this is one I've heard multiple documents talk about. Just so you know, I'll send these out. I don't want you to write these down, but one of the benefits of AI is the ability to customize it so it knows you. And you can use what are called custom instructions. If I can demonstrate this, this was from a guy that's been teaching for a while that I follow. He was able to have the AI using this prompt here, and again, I'll send these slides up so you have them. It was able to generate a list of questions, and with this list of questions, I was able to take them and answer them. I just copied them into like a Google Doc, and I brought them back into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT now that it knew what my business was, who I was, what kind of clients I was working with, what I was looking for. The answers are so much better. If you're just using the free version and you're like getting questions, you're not going to get that relevant of an answer. But if you're able to use the custom instructions feature and you provide detailed information about yourself and your business, guys, it is astounding the difference you're going to make. So these are just me, some of the questions with the AI. It'll be different for you. And then I just went and I pasted my answers after about 10 minutes writing them in. And then after that, it actually, and again, I'll give you this prompt, it generated additional information about the title business and a former realtor and some things. They gave me 90 topics I could talk about on social media that I didn't think of. Imagine how many topics you would have. And then I even took it one step further and had it generate me a content calendar using that prompt. And then even one step further, I had to generate an actual persona of the type of ideal client. So instead of blasting out to every realtor in the world, I can now target the demographic based on my style of teaching, and it can do that for you if you wanted to. This is just a brief example. If you have the paid version in the lower left of your screen, you're going to have custom instructions. Right in ChatGPT, you got 1,500 words. You can tell ChatGPT a little bit about yourself and what you want it to know. And then right below it is how do you want ChatGPT to respond. So maybe you want it to be, I'm a realtor, I have been in business 30 years, I have a cat, I love first-time home buyers, and I want you to respond like Jared DeSanto. I don't know what you want, but you can turn them on and off, so you can have it do visual but that feature is built into ChatGPT and it makes a light and death difference between your answers. This is one more app I wanted to show you. I'll let him speak for himself. I still can't believe it. This reminds me of Microsoft Word mail merge. When we would have a list of names, we would mail merge it in, print out the labels, and you're trying to find the right Avery label to get on the envelopes. Well, this is the feature.
A great AI tool for you realtors, especially if you focus on your sphere of influence, but there's a ton of uses for what I'm about to show you. So it is called BeHuman.ai. And check this out. You shoot one video, one time. Hey, John, it's Andrew. I wanted to invite you to my client event. And then, of course, anything else that you would generally say in that video. Then here's the really cool part. You upload a CSV file, or of course you can type them in manually if you would like, their name and their email address, or however you want to get in touch with them. And you upload it to the system and hit submit. What this is going to do is it is actually going to manipulate the video to change your words and your voice itself. It's going to be in your voice and change the name. Instead of hey John, it'll be hey Steve, hey Jessica, hey whatever the names are that you put in that list. And then it's going to send that customized video to them. So you can blast this out to your entire database and have it be personalized.
Wow, it's time. I'm not going to make you watch, but if anyone wants to know, this is a demonstration of AIR AI, which is the rep that will call you AI. It's actually AI that calls the client. If you guys want Jimmy Burgess, the guy that taught about RPR, he has a list of 40, I think it's 100 real-time prompts for real estate. You guys are welcome to take a picture of that. That'll take you to my Google Docs page. But Sandy, you're not allowed to answer this. We're going to test your research. Is everyone in here familiar with RE/MAX, part of the RE/MAX? Anyone not RE/MAX agent? I won't be unfair.
Oh, no.
All right. Not you, because I know you know the answer. For a $5 Starbucks gift card, who can tell me what RE/MAX is?
Real estate bank.
Boom. What were we going to say? You're lucky I gave it to you. What was the but? What was the but?
I used to work at the corporate office, so I had to and it came right out of my mouth, and then I was like, dang, I really should have shut up.
All right, so you should pick who was going to say that? Anybody know? Do you know why that was called that? And I know you know the answer. Anyone know why it was called Real Estate Maximum? This is not the answer to the question. So back in the day, when my mom grew up in this business, she was with a company called Century 21, which you're familiar with. But back then, it was a requirement of Century 21 to have a mustard-colored blazer. And everyone that worked for them had to have this ugly mustard-colored yellow blazer with your big Century 21. And you want to talk about cheesy. Well, back then, they were traditional brokers. You worked for brokerage, you paid a commission, and you split with your broker. Well, along comes RE/MAX and said, hey, you guys pay us a desk fee, we'll give you 100% of your commission. They were like, that's not going to work. There's no way. Well, what happened was, of course, the top-tiered agents showed up at RE/MAX, and we are where we are today. So I always thought they wanted to give you the real estate maximum. So, all right, who are the founders of RE/MAX? Anyone know?
David.
I know. I know no former broker or manager. What? All right, you got it. I would say it's $5 gift card. So seriously, guys, today my only goal was to give you some aha moments, some ideas. Did anyone learn anything? Did anyone have any questions? Because I'm going to do some demonstrations now, just so you can see in real time. I'm going to